All right, with this West 2 Facebook Live update, I'm Chief Meteorologist Tony Manolfi. Right now, we are keeping an eye on a pretty decent thunderstorm over towards Orlando's International Airport. So I do want to take you there right now. There's Meadow Woods, there's Lake Hart. This is drifting up towards the northeast here now at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. So it could impact East Orlando, Azalea Park, Union Park, Winter Park, and Goldenrod. So we'll continue to monitor that. It did have a hail core there a little bit ago, but that has since wound down. You can see lots of wind there earlier. Let me go ahead and stop that loop, ping a couple of these winds here. You can clearly see what's going on. We're in that 20 to 30 mile an hour range. It looked a little bit better earlier, and then up to the north, a little bit of a shower there up towards southeastern and eastern Marion County. So really the only game in town happens to be right here. So there's a look at the 408, the 417. The beach line all getting hit pretty good here with some pretty significant rain down towards Narcoossee, Earl Bronson Highway, on into the east side of St. Cloud, down towards Harmony now. A few showers and storms have built up there, and when you look at the rain rates here, I mean, yeah, this isn't bad. I mean, there's a couple of 1 to 2 inch per hour rainfall rates there that will continue to monitor. No shear, we're not worried about any twisting or turning or anything like that with this, but just something that we're going to watch here. And as we take a look at her computer model here tonight, you're going to see that the models, it's just a little bit too far east with that particular storm. Let's see if the graph model is doing any better. The graph actually is a little bit better, so let's do that. It has it fading out right around 11 o'clock. Pretty quiet overnight tonight, and as you can see, through 7 o'clock, pretty quiet. So again, not expected to do much as we get deeper into the evening. Now, one thing I do want to do is I do want to take you down towards Orlando's International Airport just to kind of see what the camera looks like there. There's a look at Orlando from Winter Park Studios. Let's see what the World Center camera shot looks like. Looks like it had a little bit of rain there earlier. And then MCO, the airport camera. Oh, yeah. There's your rain up in Ocala. We're good tonight. There's a look at Ocala. Beautiful sunset up there. Sun is setting earlier. That's Lake Eola. And happy 150th birthday to Lake Eola, right? So there's a look at that. Ooh, I'm going to look at the sky. Let's see what our F-dot can. A little bit of rain there. I-4 mile marker 70. You can see the roads are wet. New Smyrna Beach. There you go. That's what we're looking at right there. A lot of folks still out there on this warm evening. Across the Crew 11 did not go up today, but they're going to try this one again tomorrow, right around 11:43. So dry in Miko, says Colleen Odette. Mary Watson's in the house. Diane Irene, Nancy Cruz. Good to have you there. The airport is the wet spot tonight. Beautiful shot there, Lake Monroe tonight. And then you want a beautiful shot? Check this out. Over towards Tampa St. Pete, over the Gulf. That is a pretty looking shot out there right now. So again, over towards the coast. We'll try this launch again tomorrow. Taveri's shot right there. Yeah, not a whole lot going on. Pretty quiet. And then, boom. So really, it's the airport shot that's got the rain going on right now. Debbie Anderson, good to have you there. Elaine Gaff, also in the house. Elaine. All right, so let's get into the story for tomorrow. Heat advisories again from Marion to Lake, Orange, and also Osceola back east. Now, Tampa has decided not to pull the trigger for Sumter and Polk County. They're on the border there. It's going to be close. So we'll wait and see if they tweak that come tomorrow morning. They may do that. Current feels like temperatures right now where it's raining, it's in the low 80s. Where it's not raining, it's right around 100 degrees. So that's the current feels like temperature out there right now. So let's take a look at this ridge that's been giving us all this heat. There it is. It's right over Florida, but then it gets a kick more towards the south and west this weekend. There's a good reason for that. There's a cold front that's going to be popping on in. And so I want to show you that here in a second. Let me do this first. Temperatures tomorrow, anywhere from 93 to about 97 degrees. And in fact, when you take a look at Saturday, it's equally as hot as Friday in Orlando. Danny's in the house. Danny P. Sunday coming in at about 94, and then this is kind of a neat way to present the heat risk. There's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You can see the overall extreme heat is winding on down. It's more moderate to marginally major. Emar Rivera, good to have you right there. Diana Reen's in the house. I got a lot of good folks in the house here tonight. All right, so here's a, let's do this. This is the blended model. So we'll do this. Here's a look now at 3 p.m. on Friday. You can see 102 to about 108. And then as we go to Saturday, again 101 to about 107, right on the cusp there of heat advisories. And then you can see there's a look at Sunday. Coming down. That front's dropping south and it's knocking the temperatures down. So let me show you that front. This is what's going to be happening. There it is. And I'm going to go to the tropics and spend a little bit of time on that. So there's Saturday. There's the front. Kind of stalls out along or just north of I-10 on Sunday. But it's close enough to us, though, that it is going to enhance the rainfall. Carrie Key is in the house. Judy Sousa. Good to have you there. Always appreciate you popping in. You guys know my motto, sharing is caring. The more people we can reach by you guys sharing these Facebook Live feeds, the more people we can put in the weather note. So Saturday's an impact day for the heat. Sunday, 94. Rain chances running at about 60 to 70% there. So we'll continue to monitor that. And then, look, next week, here's the deal. That front's just kind of laying out just to the north of us. Look at the deep southeast flow there. That is a typical summertime pattern for us. Deep moisture, lots of showers and thunderstorms, and that's going to help to get our temperatures back to the normal lower 90s. Colleen Odette, Maria Rodriguez, Rosa Vasquez. It's so hot. Yeah, you can fry. That's right. Dan, she is in Europe. She's on vacation, by the way. She sent me a picture from Germany and Austria the last couple of days. Dolores, good to have you. Ginger Kamen, Ben Oster in the house. Now, how much rain are we expecting here? Let's take a look at this side by side, and you can see through Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. There it is. Boom. So the DFS is definitely much wetter. Not that the arrow's dry. Don't get me wrong. You got some yellows and greens, 1, 2, 3 inches of rain there. So that's nothing to sneeze at. Lulu Marie Lopez. Good to have you there, Lulu. Love your avatar picture, by the way. Dan Potter saying, what? Dan, what'd you think of the trades we made? 3 trades, 2 relievers, and today we got an outfielder from the Orioles. Did you see that? Keeps going inland, blowing off the coast. Frank, yes, Frank, what's up, Bubba? Haven't seen you in a while. Good to have you in there. Melissa Marie Oster, she's in the house. All right, so that's that. Let's switch gears. Let's do a little bit of a tropical forecasting here together. Kind of do a few things. I'm loading up a couple graphics. Bear with me. Hold on. Hold your horses. We got you. I got you. Yada yada yada. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to stick that over there. I'm going to put this in here. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to start with this graphic, the wide shot. Really, nothing going on. So there's a look at that. Next 7 days, we are not expecting any development, which is certainly some good news. There's a decent wave coming off the west coast of Africa, but other than that, not too shabby, not too bad. Here's the thing. When you look at the euro, the chance for tropical depression formation, here's this. Watch this. We go July, we go August. Really not expecting much to happen. Now, there's a wave that approaches the Windward Isles there that we'll watch. Now, here's what I want to do. I want to do the European computer model first. Lulu saying hello to everybody. Jamie Peavy, good to have you there. So here's the thing. Here's a look at the water vapor. Euro. See how it's got that little spin there approaching Puerto Rico on Friday? Tomorrow. That gets ripped apart by that trough, that little area. So that little trough, that little front that's kind of draped over the southeast. So it gets ripped up. And then there's another wave right behind it that also looks like it's going to get pulled northward to near Bermuda. And then another wave coming off the west coast of Africa. So the euro is stacking them up. This is what happens in early August. You start getting all these waves. It scours out. A lot of that Saharan dust moistens things up. So here's the GFS. This is the brand new GFS. Got a little feature there near Puerto Rico over Hispaniola. There's the trough across the southeast. Rips it up. There's another little feature on the heels of that one. So a lot of potential rain here. And the GFS has got maybe a little bit of something trying to develop there in the northeastern Gulf up towards Mobile, either Saturday or Sunday, and then a couple more ways back behind that. So, oh, hold on. Yeah, I got you. Let me take a look at the tropics here real quick. Yeah, I can show you what's going on there. Talking on Facebook Live here. Not there, but on Facebook Live. Also, tell you that. All right, so the GFS file has got a couple of waves here, but with this tropical low pressure now across the southeast, it is going to be very, very difficult for anything to develop. Anything that does develop in this corridor looks to be a rain level. Nothing that looks to be significantly developing. So that is certainly some really good news. So put it all together here for you over the next 7 days. Impact weather for the heat Friday and Saturday. Look at those rain chances going up as that front approaches the I-10 corridor, stalls out, brings us more clouds, more showers, and more storms, and gets our temperatures back to normal. All right, my Facebook fans, we are back in the house. So we're doing our little drills or little cut-ins there. Didn't mean to jump out there. It's either super hot or super wet. Yeah, I know. Tell me, Tony, Stephen Lee Kellerman. Good to have you there, Stephen Lee. All right, so let's do this. I'm gonna go back to where I was. Sorry, we're doing some testing. So again, the GFS. Didn't mean to jump out on you guys, but you know, it's been busy here this week and next week with all this training. So there, look at that. You got one piece of energy. Near Puerto Rico, Hispaniola gets ripped up by that trough. You got another wave like right behind it, and then you got another one right behind that. So the GFS is rapid fire, but nothing really significantly develops. So this is what I wanted to show you. Maybe a hint of something curling around Florida back towards in between Bermuda and the Carolinas. But here's the thing. This is where I think the GFS is having a problem. There's a lot of dry air. Okay? Here's the wave that it's currently seeing. And it's going to be in the vicinity here tomorrow. Look at all of this dry air. Okay? One of the main reasons why we haven't had any significant development here, let me clear this out here. Now jump over here for a second. Come back here. One of the main reasons why we haven't had a whole lot of development. So here's the big high, right? Here's the extension of that high, and you got all this dry air in here, and you got this big high that's kind of keeping everything so far to the south that it comes across the Caribbean or off towards the west. But it's also the reason why we're so hot. So it's a cause and effect. You get a big, strong ridge like this that's a little bit farther south than normal, then, you know, that's going to, you know, keep things south of us, but it's also going to keep us hotter. Now, here's the other thing. So remember that wave? That wave is right in here. It's right in that dust. That's another big thing. So you got dry air, right? You got dry air. You got dust, but you can still see within that feature there, there's that little wave. Now it's also interesting. We're gonna take this and we're gonna go out a little bit further. So there it is, a little wave over San Juan by Friday, Saturday, Hispaniola, Saturday. See that? You can see what that little wave is doing. It's trying to scour out that dust before it reaches Central Florida. I thought that was really cool, and I think the models are actually doing a really good job with that. Terry, Lonnie, Jennifer, Nancy, my water barometers. There we go. Jay Nance, I hear you, girl. You're looking spiffy there, by the way. There we go. Lulu. Lulu. I heart you. Well, I heart you back, by the way. Thank you for the hearts. All right, so let's do this. Here's the other thing I wanted to talk about. Water temperatures. They have come up. They have come up in this corridor. It used to be a lot of gray or near normal, but now it's a little bit above normal. This is the MDR. The main development region is right in here. So look at the MDR now. Water temperatures, end of August. Still a little cool here near the Canary Islands up here. And then off the west coast, you got the Canary Current. So yeah. And then the Cabo Verde Islands, of course, right there. So the water temperatures are starting to come up. Ugly dust, yeah, no doubt. Thank you, Joan. Yeah, it is. It is kind of interesting. So we've got bathwater. I mean, we get something developing here. Oof, that's not going to be pretty. Wave action. Anybody doing any cruising next week or this week? Mm-hmm. Most of the bigger waves are the Eastern Caribbean and the Central Atlantic. There you go. Judy Sardone, well, we do, especially when it's this hot for this long. By the way, the next named storm is the D named storm. That would be Dexter. That would be Dexter. All right, so I got this question a couple times today, so I wanted to kind of answer it. And it's comparing seasons, named storms through today. 2025, we've had three. The 30-year average is 2.7, and we had three last year. So we're pretty much right on par, to be honest with you. All right, we've had five invests, three tropical storms, and so forth. No hurricanes or major hurricanes. So hopefully we can keep that. All right, let's do the 7 day. I want to do this for everybody. Jerry Roach, good to have you. Always appreciate you popping in. Joan Ryder, always a pleasure to have you as well. All right, so here's the deal. Here's the 7 day inland forecast. You can see Friday and Saturday coming in at 96 degrees. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 94, 94, 94, 93. And then 93, 93 as we get you into Wednesday and Thursday. Right at or maybe just slightly above normal, but it's going to feel a heck of a lot better than it has been over the last 7 days. Aguaya, good to have you. Jennifer Weatherby, Jay Weatherby, she's in the house. Good to have you there, girl. All right. Coast 94, 95, 94, 92, 91, 92, 91, 91, and much higher rain chances. Now, where do you go? If you want to beat the heat, let's do some national weather here, and then we'll globetrot it around the world. Let me show you this. Hang on a second. Here's a look at the satellite radar loop. Wendy Morgan's in the house. Wendelewski, how are you doing? So there's our front, a little bit cooler across the U.S.-Canadian border. Plenty of thunderstorms across the southeast. And again, plenty of action there on the foothills of Colorado. So let's do this. Temperatures looking like this. That is crisp and cool from the northeast to the Great Lakes, out west, 60s and 70s. That's a bargain this time of year. It could be a whole heck of a lot worse. 81 in Wichita, 104 in Vegas. Now, let's do this. Here we go. We're going to take the tour. 71 in Fairbanks, 52 in Inuvik, Fort Ross, 46. Yes, sir. Baker Lake, 73. 64 Moosehead, 70 Ottawa. Look at Boise, Vegas, 91, 104, 99 in Dallas, 76 in Atlanta, 102 La Paz, 81 Santo Domingo, Caracas, 79, Lima, Peru, 63, Buenos Aires, 63, Punta Arenas, 39, Cape Town, 45, Bangui, 75, Rabat, Morocco, 68, Berlin, 59, Raidai, 93, Surgut, 59, Bratsk, 63, Yakutsk, 63. NFL game, yeah. Karen Emtage, I get it. That's why I'm going to get out of here a little early, too. Seoul, Korea is 88, Manila, 86. Oops, let's go back to Australia. 45 in Hobart, 55 Adelaide, 66 in Broome. Back towards Hawaii. Right there. There you go. 79 Hilo, 88 Kahului, and 86 in Honolulu. All right, let's go back to that storm here real quick in Orange County. Here's the deal. You can see starting to fizzle on out there just a little bit. There it is. I want to check this out. Boom. Uh-huh. A few showers around Cypress Springs. Kind of rapidly falling apart near Lake Hart. Pretty impressive looking in rural Osceola County. Ooh, Palm Bay. Do you get some action tonight? We'll have to wait and see on that. All right, I'm going to wrap it up here so I can finish training here with this new system we have. But let me end it one more time on the 7-day forecast. Bratsk says why, yes. Correct, Mundo. There it is. All right, so here's that. 96, 96, 94, 94, 94, 93, and 93. All right, gang. Let me get ready for tonight's 10 and 11, and also for this next little cut. You guys are awesome. I'll be here Friday for you. We'll do this all over again. All right. Take care. Ta ta. Toodles. See you tonight at 10 and 11, hopefully.